Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Today, we're kind of doing like a preview of previews, if that makes sense. We've got 3 of the biggest matches in Chelsea's season coming up from this weekend. We've got Monday night football against Manchester United. We have then got Saturday lunchtime kickoffs against Spurs, London derbies, and then the first leg of the Champions League Last 16 knockout round games against Bayern Munich. These are 3 of the biggest matches in Chelsea's season. They're at Stamford Bridge, which is been a bit of an issue for us this season, to be honest. We've not been as good at home as we may have been away. And we're going to be looking at what these 3 games could do for Frank Lampard's Chelsea. From the upper end and the optimistic end, they're 3 very tough games. And if we do lose them, God forbid, what is going to happen to Chelsea for the rest of this season? Who is to blame? Do we blame anybody? Or do we just take it for exactly what it is? So, got myself a little bit of a tan now. The shine has gone down ever so slightly. But let's look forward to that game against Manchester United. Chelsea have been in a very tricky patch of Premier League form recently. We've won games, we've drawn a couple of games, we've lost a couple of games, but it isn't the form that fills me with the confidence, or probably fills you with the confidence to say we're going to get the top 4 with like any real dignified confidence whatsoever. Sheffield United are 2 points behind us in the Premier League table. No disrespect to Chris Wilder's Sheffield United. The job he's done there is arguably as good as what Jurgen Klopp is doing at Liverpool, if we put it into perspective with the budgets and what the club have got built behind them and all of this stuff. Sheffield United are having a great season, but Chelsea, we could be cemented in that top 4 right now if we would have fixed what seems to be a Stamford Bridge curse. A curse that it doesn't matter if it's one of the better teams. We actually played very well in the game we lost against Liverpool. We probably deserved to take some points off of them at Stamford Bridge there. Games like Bournemouth at home, West Ham United at home, even Southampton, like those are the 3 for me that really stick out at the top of my mind. These are games that on paper, football isn't won on paper, but on paper, you've got to win those games. Even if Chelsea would have picked up any points in those games, we'd be in a much healthier position than we are right now going into these 2 massive home Premier League games against both Manchester United and Spurs. Sheffield United are the team closest to us. You've got Wolves who have come into some decent form, but they can't really string results together, the same as Chelsea can't right now. Spurs looked very good in their win against Manchester City. Yes, you know, City dominated possession, they dominated the attempts, but Tottenham are finding ways to win, and that is exactly why Jose Mourinho has been brought in. United fans, they're still umming and ahhing as to whether or not club legend Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the man for the job. Chelsea fans as well. There's been questions asked about Frank Lampard. There's been questions asked about, is Frank really doing the best job that he can? Now, I've been quite silent on a lot of these things. I've seen Twitter breakdown. I've seen social media meltdowns from Chelsea fans who are just very, very worried about the next 3 games and what it could mean for the rest of the season. I can see where people are coming from, but at the same time, there is absolutely not a single bone or fibre in my body that wants to entertain Frank Lampard's not the right man for the job. Frank is the right man for the job for me. We can be patient with him, and if the board give him the finances and the funds that we need to invest in the squad in order to make it a team that can definitely be a top 4 side without scraping the barrel the way we are right now, and a team that can challenge Liverpool for the title hopefully next season. So, Manchester United at home. I've not been convinced by them all season. I think that Fernandes is a very good signing. He's someone we're going to need to be worried about immediately in his first game. He looked as though he's going to be a decent player, and I think that that is the kind of calibre of player that United are going to need to invest in a lot more come next season. Ed Woodward has come out and said that he knows things aren't good enough right now at Manchester United, and he probably also knows that the top 4 for them this season is still going to be a massive long shot, and I think that Chelsea are in the prime position, and it's key that these 2 games against United and against Spurs are at Stamford Bridge. Whether we've been great at Stamford Bridge this season or not, we haven't been good at Stamford Bridge this season. There's been some moments where we've looked good, but overall, it hasn't been good enough at the Bridge. Now, if there were 2 matches where the fans need to get behind the players, the fans need to back this team. We've had a couple of weeks off, things weren't going well before the break, there's been a break, the players get the chance to rejuvenate. You've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek back in first team training, you've got Billy Gilmour who's been promoted to the first team, which for me is a massive deal. I think Billy Gilmour's going to be a quality player for the future at Chelsea Football Club, and I think that when we've seen him come off the bench, he's looked very good again. You've also got Christian Pulisic likely to come back from injury in the game against United, if not that game, the game against Spurs. So there are a lot of positive injections that are going to be coming into this Chelsea team. We're not going to see Ruben starting the games against United or Spurs, but the fact he's back in training, it's going to put pressure on the midfielders, the likes of Mason Mount, whose position may well be up for grabs when Ruben comes back. You've also got Jorginho, who there's been rumours recently with his agent, who seems to always be trying to flirt with a move here, there and everywhere. There's been rumours that Jorginho could be on his way out of Chelsea in the summer for a fee that would have surpassed what we spent on him. Now, I love Jorginho. I think what Jorginho brings to this side is an element of calmness, an element of quality and a leadership that is definitely not abundant within this Chelsea team. If there's one thing we're lacking, yes, we've got youthful players for the future, but immediate leaders. Jorginho is one of those. You've also got Mateo Kovacic, who, this is the mind-blowing thing for me with Frank that I don't quite understand at this point. And for me, Kovacic has got a feature in these games against both United, Spurs and Bayern Munich if we start to look ahead to that Tuesday night first leg. Kovacic has been our best player this season, in my opinion. You've got N'Golo Kante, who's arguably had his worst season in the Premier League. He's not been awful. There's been games where he's been absolutely huge. I thought he was great against Leicester, brilliant when he came on against Liverpool at home as well, just to reel a couple off the top of my head. Mateo Kovacic has to be featuring more. I don't know what it is that he's done to suggest to Frank that he's not the man to be starting games for us right now, but our recent form's not been good enough. And if our best player, who has been playing so well, which is Kovacic for me this season, why isn't he starting? I don't understand what it is at the moment that is keeping him from starting the matches. We see him come off the bench, but for me, he's an impact player right from the beginning of the game. I'm actually sweating buckets right now. I've chosen to film this video at 2 PM on a perfectly blue sky day, so I'm sweating like a dog in heat right now. Mateo Kovacic for me has got to start. I don't know if we're going to see something similar, particularly in the game against Spurs, that we saw in the away game that was so effective with Marcus Alonso potentially coming back into the team. For me, I do think that the left-back position is something that we will strengthen in the summer. I'm not fully convinced by either Alonso nor Emerson, and I don't really think that Frank Lampard is either. As for a formation, I think we've got to try and go with a 4-3-3. I don't think playing the three at the back system at home is going to benefit us. I think that Jose Mourinho's had more time now at Spurs to be able to come up with ideas and to be able to understand his team. They've brought in the new Dutch winger as well, who scored on his debut, a great finish against City. Spurs are going to be a very tricky game, and I think United will be as well. As for what I think is going to happen, if we can get 4 points from these two games, if we win both, it's the dream. It would be the perfect way to go into that Champions League first leg. Bayern Munich, I watched their game against Leipzig. Leipzig are a very good side. Some people were saying like, oh, Bayern aren't as good as people think they are. Leipzig are the better German side. Spurs have got Leipzig. We've got Bayern Munich in the Champions League. It's always going to be a daunting prospect. They've got some incredibly good players. Robert Lewandowski, against what has at times this season been a dreadful Chelsea defence, it pains me. It worries me to think what he could do if he has a good game, particularly in their away game at Stamford Bridge. But 4 points from these two Premier League games, United and Tottenham at home, would be absolutely massive for Chelsea. I want to see Pulisic back in the team. I want to see Kovacic back in the team as a main one. And I want to see Fikayo Tomori back in the team. I'm not going to sit here and build my team because we'll do that closer to the matches. But I want to see those three players back in. Christian Pulisic, Mateo Kovacic and Fikayo Tomori, for me, have got to start the game against United at least, and then we'll see fitness scenarios and who plays well, who doesn't play well, dependent on that United result, going into that game against Spurs. As for the game against Bayern Munich, I said this was kind of like the preview of the preview of the preview kind of thing. Bayern Munich, no one really expects Chelsea in the footballing world to win this one. However, I said it at the start of the season, I think there are worse ties that we could have had than Bayern Munich in the last 16. If we can get a good result and stop them from scoring more than once at Stamford Bridge, anything can happen going into that game at the Allianz Arena. I know a lot of people have been saying to me, George, are you going to start going to the games again? My granddad's funeral on the day of the United game, and in terms of like my living situation and what I'm going to be doing back in London, I'm not entirely sure yet if I'm going to be going back to the flat for a while, or I might even come back out here, but I will 100% be doing everything that I can to be going to the game in Munich for Bayern Munich away. Whether I get a match ticket or not, I will be going to Munich for that match. The home game, again, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be going to it. It all depends on a few circumstances. But yeah, I'm back. It's felt good to make a video, even though under this t-shirt, I'm literally dripping. I've ordered some food. I'm not even going to tell you, I've just had a bit of a, there's this thing called barley belly. If ever you've been to Bali, you'd know about it. And if you don't know about it, then just be careful when you come here, is all I'm going to say. So, got some healthy food on the way to the villa today. I'm flying back to London tomorrow, going back via Singapore. Hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and I'll also be back on Friday with a brand new video as well, where we can go down and take a look at my starting 11 for the match preview against Manchester United. Thank you guys for your patience. I know it's been a tricky like 6 weeks now, and I know I keep saying that every time I make a new video, and I kind of underestimate like time and how much time means to me at the moment to spend a bit of time with myself, not stressing about vids. And if I'm honest, if I would have put videos out over the last few weeks, they'd have been awful and you guys would have unsubscribed. So if you're not yet subscribed, we try and bring out the best that we possibly can on as regular basis as we possibly can here on the George Benson Football Channel. Huge games coming up for Chelsea. I'm extremely excited about them. We're going to go into more detail over the next few days. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to go and follow me on Instagram, I'll leave a link in the description. I've been kind of posting some little updates about what I'm doing here in Bali over on my Instagram, so it's just at Mr. George Benson if you want to follow me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you all later. Bye-bye.